Hello everyone, welcome back to Jikook Moments. What if a moment that seems simple actually holds details that are hard to ignore? In Run BTS 2.0, it's not just the reunion of all 7 members that feels warm and nostalgic, it's also a series of small interactions that seem too natural to be called coincidence. From steps that slowly fall into sync, to barely noticeable touches, to spontaneous reactions in the middle of games, everything seems to form a repeating pattern. Is it just an old habit, or is there something deeper that has always been there without needing to be explained? Run BTS 2.0 finally brings all 7 members back into one frame, instantly creating an atmosphere that feels warm, familiar, and full of nostalgia. From the very first second, that sense of togetherness is strong. A simple clip of Jimin, Jungkook, and Jin playfully hitting each other with pillows becomes a light yet meaningful opening. Moments like this feel important because they show that their natural dynamic remains the same. Not stiff, not forced, as if time never truly separated them. When they arrive at the accommodation, their interactions flow in a relaxed rhythm. Jimin walks ahead, while Jungkook follows not too far behind, as if maintaining a connection without making it too obvious. Jin enters the house first, followed by Jungkook, who quickly positions himself nearby. Even though they briefly scatter when entering, the same pattern appears again. They always end up gathering in one spot. It feels like a reflex, something naturally formed from years of being together. In the kitchen, the atmosphere becomes livelier. RM stands in the center, while Jungkook arrives wearing a blue-toned outfit that coincidentally matches Jimin's. This small detail immediately stands out, creating a sense of visual harmony. It may seem trivial, but in their context, it often becomes a topic of discussion because it feels too perfectly aligned to be just coincidence. Not long after, a funny moment happens when Jungkook calls someone without using an honorific. Jimin quickly corrects him gently, reminding him that the person is 1 year older. Jungkook looks confused and even thinks the opposite, making the situation even more amusing. This interaction shows their relaxed dynamic while still reflecting their awareness of small details like etiquette and habits. As they begin choosing rooms, each member busies themselves exploring the space. Jungkook, on the other hand, lingers slightly behind, as if observing and waiting. He even jokes that the others have already started eating. After grabbing pizza, they head upstairs to check the available rooms. Jimin once again becomes one of the first to move, followed by Jungkook, who notices Jimin's interest in a computer in the room, likely for gaming. The house has 3 rooms, and discussions about room assignments begin. There's a brief joke about showering together like in the past, but the conversation quickly shifts, showing that even in a relaxed setting, they still maintain certain boundaries. During the room selection, it becomes quite clear that Jungkook wants to share a room with someone. From his gaze and expression, many notice his attention directed toward Jimin. Interestingly, Jimin seems aware of this, as seen in his subtle but readable reaction. In the end, however, Jimin chooses the room with 2 beds alongside Jin, while Jungkook picks the room with 3 beds, leaving him to sleep alone. He even does a small dance, as if showing excitement, though it feels more playful than genuinely serious. Soon after, the other members realize Jungkook is alone and begin approaching him. Small interactions like moving closer and paying attention to each other appear again. Jungkook quickly responds to Jimin's presence nearby, as if he has an automatic awareness that makes him sensitive to where Jimin is. The games begin, with teams divided based on rooms. In one moment, Jimin is holding a ball, and Jungkook quickly switches it or gives him his own. The movement is very brief, almost like a reflex, without much thought. Throughout the game, Jungkook is often seen near Jimin, even in crowded and active situations. During the pillow game, there's a noticeable detail. Jungkook seems careful not to hit Jimin, even while actively participating. At one point, he casually offers Jimin a blindfold without any stiffness. Not long after, he even suggests holding hands. The way they interlock their hands feels natural, not staged, as if it's something they're already used to. Amid all the laughter and high energy, interactions with other members remain lively, chasing, playful hits, and constant jokes. Yet, among all that, the small details like positioning, distance, and spontaneous reactions become the most interesting to observe, because that's where the most genuine and unplanned side appears. After the game ends, Jungkook is again seen approaching Jimin, as if checking on what he's doing. Even when the camera shifts, he's already beside him. In another moment, Jimin approaches Jungkook, and once again they are naturally close. These shifts in position feel organic, like a pattern repeating itself unconsciously. One of the simplest yet most meaningful moments begins with Jungkook casually saying, "Jimin, do you want to be blindfolded?" The way he calls him without using hyung sounds relaxed, yet somehow feels closer. His tone is soft, almost like a habitual reflex. What makes this moment even more interesting is Jungkook's body language. In a lively environment, his body still moves automatically toward Jimin. At one point, he turns, positions himself behind Jimin just to check what he's doing, then returns to his original spot. This small movement may seem insignificant, but it reveals a quiet, genuine attentiveness, present without being asked, without needing to be emphasized. There's also a unique detail. Jungkook, who is known to be left-handed, is seen holding a pillow with his right hand. At first glance, it seems unimportant, but his left hand remains free, possibly to maintain a connection with Jimin. Throughout the game, he appears to subtly preserve that contact. It's not something obvious, but consistent enough to feel real. From this, it creates the impression that for them, touch isn't just a habit, it's a deeper form of communication. A simple way of showing presence. Without words, without needing explanation. That physical closeness feels like quiet support, not dramatic, but steady. On the other hand, there are also light-hearted moments, like when Jimin and Jin face Jungkook in the game. Standing next to Jin, Jimin looks smaller, creating an adorable contrast, while Jungkook clearly enjoys the game with a cheerful expression he can't hide. Their conversations also highlight Jimin's strong sense of empathy. When discussing the possibility of randomly assigning rooms and kicking someone out, if they're full, Jimin immediately responds with concern that it might hurt someone's feelings. His reaction is spontaneous, showing genuine sensitivity even in a joking context. He also playfully teases RM by saying, "Hyung, why are you so mean?" Half joking, yet still reflecting his caring nature. Another interesting moment is when Jimin predicts Jungkook's role as the cleaner. Jungkook's immediate response, "Really? Oh no," shows their light, playful dynamic that remains warm. Overall, these interactions may seem like small, separate fragments. But when put together, they form a complete picture of their relationship, a closeness that doesn't need grand moments to feel real. It's within the simple details, how they move, notice each other, and respond, that the connection feels most honest and impossible to ignore. Out of all the laughter, games, and chaos seen on the surface, it's these small details that speak the loudest. Because sometimes the most genuine closeness isn't the most visible, it's the one that exists quietly, consistently, and without being forced. So what do you think? Is it all just coincidence, or small pieces of something deeper that has always been there between them? Thank you for always watching and supporting Jikook Moments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to keep up with every little detail you might have missed. Because here, even the smallest things always have a story.